We're starting off high.
We can get
I
a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
You had accountability. Now, what I can...
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where, give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust human to raise back wolves.
Before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
What's happening?
What up? All right, we good on the audio.
We good?
Dude, I got to figure out what changed and how do I get it to go back?
In Streamlabs?
Yeah, something changed when I moved over to the new computer, and it's like there's... Where I used to be able to have the audio set up like scene by scene, now it doesn't seem like it's letting me, and it's all one master one. So I turn it off when we're on the intro and yada yada yada. But
oh yeah, you talking some stuff I have no clue. Oh no clue about. I just wanted to, because I think the audio's right, and then it's never. Yep. It's never right on YouTube. I'll be like, yep, I see it on the thing, and then I go to YouTube and the shit just be muted.
Oh man.
I go through the habit of checking the audio on my phone at the start of every show.
Yeah.
Can't trust technology. These motherfuckers talk about how advanced we are. You can't trust this shit.
No. Absolutely you cannot. We'll get into, an example of that a little bit later. So other than that, how's your week been, man? You doing all right? How goes the hunt? Are you hunting? Are you job hunting, or are you just enjoying yourself?
I'm taking a break.
Yeah,
I'm still putting them in. I'm still putting them in, of course, but like not as at a high rate as I was before.
Yeah, no, I get that. Well, yeah, so shit's crazy right now because all these companies are pulling back because of tariff scares and everything else. So it's not. I do not envy being a job seeker right now.
I mean, I'm beyond the point of really enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I'm now to the point where I have to find alternative purpose throughout the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it be go to the gym or do something around the house that needs to be done, or just something to
totally
give me something to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, I completely get that.
But
man, go back to being creative, man. Start printing shirts again and shit.
I'm the whole reason why I haven't done that is I really don't have any room to set anything up at the moment.
Gotcha.
But now that the weather's breaking, I can, start cleaning some areas out a bit.
Yeah.
Having some shit picked up.
No, I totally get that. That's we were talking before the show, like I'm doing an office remodel in the house right now, and I had to move everything out of the office, so my dining room is fucking just a mess because it's everything from the office in there, like bookcases, computer desk, all that shit.
Have you been working out of the dining room too?
No, so I just moved my desk and my computer today. or my
Okay.
desk and monitors today.
Okay.
Because they're coming Monday, and I'll work from the office on Monday and Tuesday, to let them finish up and then work on moving all the shit back. But I backed myself into a corner, man,
How?
because I patched and did all that shit in the office, painted all that stuff, and then I went to the living room and I started patching drywall in the living room.
I mean, it makes sense though, right? Because once you start in one room, it
Right,
doesn't match if you just leave, and that office is directly off of the living room.
right.
So it's a drastic change for you to be like, oh, this is nice in here. And then where everybody sits down, it's like, well, what the fuck you doing in this
Right,
bitch?
right. Well, the big thing in the living room was like the the drywall or plaster or whatever the hell it is in the living room was a lot worse than it was in the office. Now, what I haven't done in there yet is I've done all the patching, but I haven't done the sanding and painting yet. And so I really don't want to do that until I can move all the shit from the dining room back into the office. So I can
Right.
move all the shit from the living room into the dining room
Right.
because the amount of dust that sand in that
Oh
drywall,
yeah.
that joint compound and spackle is gonna leave is going to be
You'll
terrible.
be you'll be sneezing out that shit for days.
Oh, no doubt. Well, and I'm trying to
Or
decide if I'm
blowing
gonna
your nose and shit.
right. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna like I don't really have anywhere to put the couch.
That's what I was wondering when you said move all the shit into the dining room. I was like, this nigga must be good at Tetris because I don't
Yeah,
know how we gonna fit that shit in there.
I think I can split the couch in two, like, and then stand it on end in the dining room,
Right,
but it ain't gonna be easy. So I did get like, plastic drop cloths or whatever that I could put over the couch.
right.
That's probably what I'll end up doing, but still, like, it's just that's part of the reason why I haven't done it in the 10, 12, 13 years that I've lived here is I know it's going to be terrible. And now I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing
Yeah, that makes the
it.
most sense, especially if you like tape it at the bottom, then you could just move the couches
Right.
according to what wall you're working on
Yeah. And
and then just
now here's the real key. Here's the real key. Also going to tape the TV because I don't want to take that fucker off the wall.
right.
So
How much work?
I'm gonna be using a roller to get like right behind the TV and just paint like the edges behind the
Uh-huh. Right.
TV.
Yeah, right. Do you have like a lot of patchwork to do around the TV? Or is it just the paint you're concerned?
I've already patched it. I just need to
Okay.
what I'm worried about with the TV, and I'm gonna have to like wrap it,
The sand and the
is the
paint. Not
sanding.
the sand, but you know what I
I'm
mean.
actually less worried about the paint because I'm usually pretty decent with paint and roller and
Mm-hmm.
no splatter. But it's the dust from sanding it that's gonna be
Right, right.
so. That's adventures in home ownership here. Sometimes you make choices. Well, and I tell you what, the
Yeah.
office has got a little bit of a scarlet and gray thing going on because it's the three walls are gray and then that back wall is red.
Okay.
But the cabinets are going to cover 3/4 of it. So I wanted
Right.
to do like an accent wall because I have no color in my house because it's all gray and like that cream, that off white from the
Right.
70s. So I got a little color in there now. I say that, and then for the living room, I'm not doing red behind the TV. I'm going to do just stark white behind the TV.
Are you?
Yeah, so that because I got the LED lights behind it, I want it to
Right.
reflect off,
Right,
which is
right.
kind of what it does now. It's just not great. But if I do like a bright white behind it, it'll
Uh-huh.
create a nice little ambiance.
This nigga trying to get his red light special on that
No doubt.
motherfucker.
But if anybody needs an executive desk, it's sitting on my porch right now. So if you'd like it, come pick it up before May 12th, which is when the city will finally come and get
Mm.
it.
No, I don't need no shit.
Dude, that fucking desk is a monster. Like
Is it?
it is like I'm not 15, 20 years ago that was top grade like office furniture
Right.
because that fucker is heavy. And that's
I'm a
actually the reason why I wanted to get rid of it. Like doing the built-ins, I'm doing a built-in desk too, and I'm losing like 8 inches worth of space from the wall. or rather,
Right.
I'm gaining 8 inches worth of space from the
Oh,
wall.
okay.
Like the desk is narrower
Right.
than what I had today. So,
Okay.
man. But then you know me, I got all my little electronic shit. Like I figured out how I'm gonna wire everything, and like
Right.
I got a nice power strip that's gonna go inside the built-in cabinet, and then it's gonna feed into 2 tower, like power strips.
You know,
And
I'm a fold out table kind of guy.
no, I
I
get it.
don't need
I
none of
get
that bullshit.
it. I get
Fuck.
it.
Long as the
uh,
computer's stable, we're good.
right, right. Well, that was the other thing I invested in like a month ago was an actual like dual monitor stand because
Right.
I can't operate with just one monitor. I can't do it, and I damn
Right.
sure can't work off a laptop anymore.
I can't do that at all. I don't. I
Right.
don't. I hated that.
So, but yeah, that's what's going on at 564. Other than that, A-Reg Sports, man, fucking athlete.
They still playing.
We have a consolation game. We won a playoff game, lost the next one.
Mm.
We were just gassed. And Andrew got
Oh, it was
no.
both the same game, the
Yeah, it was
same
back.
day. I
Yeah, it
mean.
was back to back. And the other team didn't play a game before.
Right.
They had a bye, and so what killed me was we actually kept it pretty close through the first half, and then we gave up a couple of big plays. But the problem was, dude, and even the officials were like, "Damn, Andrew hit people in stride 3 times on deep routes, and the ball got dropped."
Mm-hmm.
And like even the official walked over to Andrews like, dude, you put that on the money. He's got to catch that.
I'm gonna keep my mouth closed on
Right,
that.
right,
You know,
right, right.
I'm not gonna give my 2 cents.
And then I mean soccer they haven't had a close game yet. They won like 12-0, 10-0 and like 5-1 or 5-0. I think they've given up
Oh,
two
you did say
goals.
is A-Reg still playing goalie?
Yeah. Although he scored on this what was it, Wednesday night's game.
But they switched him out.
Yeah, he played goalie the first half, didn't give anything up, and then he got some. He was on defense for the first part of the second half, and then they let him move up for the like the last, basically the last quarter.
Right.
And he put one in with like 30 seconds to go.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, he should have had two. I told him he gonna have to work on his quick feet drills more. We're gonna have to do those ladders more because he just missed it by a step. I tell you what though, I had him. Was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. I had him doing the quick foot ladders with weights on his ankles.
For real.
And then he got out of it and he was like, I feel fast, Dad. I'm like, right.
Right. That's why you do
That's
that.
why you do that.
Try jumping.
Right. Dude, he hit 85 for 10. Now the child still can't get past the mental block of doing 100 for a single rep, but he did 85 for 10.
Right. I mean, but it's see. Here's the thing about it though, because even if he's not there yet, that 85 for 10 is gonna get easier and easier and
Oh,
easier
no
until he
doubt.
gets the muscle endurance that you're gonna be able to power through that 100 easy a few more times of doing this.
No doubt. So we're on like a 4 week cycle of 4 sets of 10, 4 sets of 12.
I'm surprised I'm getting my shoulder back right. They got the it's not a like a shoulder press machine, but you know the other one where you push down
Yeah.
on the what's
Like
the
a dip
name?
machine.
Yeah, I think I'm 3 plates from maxing out the whole machine. I
Nice.
think the whole machine is like 260 or something like that. So I'm probably like 215 on it. And I can do that pretty easy for, you know. Well, the thing is, when I went today, I did intervals going down of 15, 12, 10, 8, 6,
Right.
4. You
Walk
know what I'm
down like
saying?
staircase in it.
Right. And but of course, if I had more in me on that last one, I basically did it to burnout and I stopped at like
Max rep.
7. Yeah.
Good stuff.
So I know if I was fresh, I could put 15 up with
Yeah.
that. I might have to start there next time I go.
I get that.
Start at the 215 and go up from there. But it's starting to feel right. I mean, it's still popping and shit, but
But you're feeling like
that's
you've got some strength back.
right. That's probably gonna be for the rest of my life. As long as I can get the strength in there, we good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm missing my Monday. So I'll have to see if I sneak it in on Wednesday or not.
Oh no, I've got a little session for Monday. I got
Yeah.
a little tattoo session coming
All
up, so
right.
I'll probably go to the gym on Sunday and skip Monday. I'll probably be off. I'll probably go Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday this week.
Good stuff.
I try to get at least 3 days in.
I'm trying to get two and then, long walks at least 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah, no, I do cardio. I do the
Yeah, I know.
what's
You
it, the
little, you can do
recumbent bike.
cardio. There you go.
Yeah, I do 7 miles before I even start my workout every trip. So
Good
I'm
deal.
getting down by one. I think the scale said 183.7.
All right. You
And
can tell
I
you can tell you little because you count the points.
you got to, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was pushing 200.
Well,
Motherfucker
then
was
good
pushing
work, sir.
hundred.
You now weigh less than Andrew.
Listen,
So you got any inadvertents to really get us going?
um, yeah, I guess I do, right? So I was talking to my grandmother, Mima, and she always talking about church and the Bible and stuff. And we were talking, and you know, talking about stuff from the Bible. And the thing that, struck me, of course, is when Jesus said, "You're capable of doing greater things than I." You know what I'm saying? Like, so my thought when I said that, or when that was discussed, was then wouldn't it be something if we had like the same mycelium as a tree?
Okay.
You know how like when a tree's dying in the forest, all the other trees will give their energy up to that tree to get it back up and running. And it sparked the thought that not should, but would blessing someone through frequency or whatever the case may be better than asking, not better, but more efficient than asking for prayer. Like when someone's hurt and you say, God, please heal, why not just try to send healing from yourself
Directly to that
to
person.
them, right? As opposed to asking, and that's not like any sacrilege or anything like saying we don't need you. It's just saying, like, if I have power in me that can be used in a sense like that, then why not try to just deliver that
No,
myself?
I think that that's a phenomenal point because I think we talk about it a fair amount. We've talked about it on the show before around, you know, when you start vibrating at a high frequency or whatever you want to call it, you're manifesting, putting that out there, putting that energy
Right,
out there. Like, I do believe that, that you can have energy transference from one being to another. It goes back
right.
to this idea of, and I always joke with it, but it's, I believe in it. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. Like at the heart of
You letting me Yoda, motherfucker.
like
You letting me Yoda.
at the end of the day, I mean, the flesh is frail, but the soul is strong.
Right, right.
And
And
it
I've
go ahead.
no. Continue.
No, and I was just gonna say, and if you can strengthen someone else's soul by helping them vibrate at a better frequency or whatever you want to call it, like
Right,
I don't see why you need. And who's to say that that higher frequency isn't the higher frequency of the all or the whatever,
right.
God, Jesus, whoever? Who is to
I mean,
say
it
that
would
it's
be
not it?
source at the end of the day.
Right,
If you want to just simplify it, it's source.
right. And so if you can operate at that frequency and help them operate at that frequency, then I do think that there's healing property in.
I think that's a lot of the reason why they do so much to keep us away from the collective consciousness.
Absolutely.
Know,
Well,
separation by politics, by race, by finances, all those things are designed to keep you from connecting. And once connected, like there isn't anything that could stop on an earthly level. You know what I
right.
mean?
No, it's that
It's
whole
powered up.
what do they call it? Social consciousness, or there's other words for it, but that greater awakening, right?
Right. And I feel
And
like shit's happening.
I do too, and I think that where I've got where I see the pitfalls are some of it ties back to social media and the echo chambers because we're not, to your point, like we're divided. And there's a
Right.
lot of things in this world right now that have a tendency to isolate you.
For sure, definitely. And I mean, like, I feel like it's not just me too, like based off of what I've been seeing online. Like I've just noticed that I've had a disinterest in everything lately.
Yeah,
Disinterest in TV, disinterest in the game, disinterest in like all kinds of shit that normally would just be like time passers. It's like it's not doing it for me.
right.
And it's like eventually you come to a point where you have nothing else to do but to look inward, spend time with yourself. You know what I mean?
No, and I think there's a place for that, and I think there's a place for community, and however that involvement plays out for you is how it plays out for you. But it's why I coach. Like that is my social giving back.
Right,
That is
right.
how I am, trying to positively help the world and help my child and help raise my son is like through that environment. And some people volunteer, some people do other kind of social work, social good. Like I think that,
I ain't coaching nobody else's bastards.
but hear me out. Like this is even going back to old Catholic doctrine around what heaven versus hell is. Hell is
Right,
isolation and materialistic.
right.
Heaven is community and growing together, right? And so I do think that in order to operate at that higher frequency, whether you want to, look at it in the context of heaven and hell, or you want to look at it just in, you know, uh, social awakening, like I think that there is something to be said for feeling like you're contributing to something that isn't materialistic.
No, I definitely agree there.
And
I
so I think
definitely
it's,
agree there.
I think that that is part of, finding your purpose. It's funny. I had somebody, that I hired about a year and a half ago, and she was good. She was a good project manager, and she just resigned about a month ago because she wanted to go to nursing school because she felt like she wasn't doing enough good with the work she was doing. And
Right.
I'm not going to argue with her. Like, she was smart, she was cordial, personable, like charismatic. Like, she will make a great nurse, and I think that's a better spot for her.
Right, right. And that's another thing with the job hunt. Like I don't know what's happened lately, but I gotta look at what it is that you do before I'm even willing to work for you. And I know that limits me being somebody
Right,
who doesn't have a college degree, African American, tatted up on top of that, you know what I'm saying? But if the company itself isn't standing for shit, I don't want to be a part of it.
right,
I don't want to get stuck in that loop of collecting a check from a motherfucker who doesn't care about the people or anything around it.
right. No,
And
I
that
think.
limits, the pool you get to swim in. But if that ends up me having to dive into a glass of water, then that's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead first.
I mean, that's part of the reason why I haven't had any interest in really going back to financial services.
Right.
Like, I could make more money in financial services, insurance, banks, whatever. I could. But on top of not wanting the stress, like, there was no good being done there. I can't tell you the number of times that I've had to call and cuss out Chase over the last fucking 2 weeks or 2 months rather. Like
I just had to yesterday.
I
I just had to yesterday.
these motherfuckers, dude. I closed my account in February and they keep throwing on fucking late charges.
For
I'm like,
real?
motherfucker, I closed the account. I talked to y'all and had you reverse the charges and close the account. And then you're hitting me with more charges. Like, fuck off.
Right. Right. That is one thing that I enjoyed about my previous job because you know me, like, I don't really give a fuck about your rules when what's right is right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Amen.
did have the leeway to be like, I do what I want. You're cool. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
you might not like you, but I understand this. It might not fall under the guides, but I understand the situation. Let's knock that out for you.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people that don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But that was my way of helping. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, I've never, even if somebody was to like fuck with me, because you
Yeah.
get a lot of that too. I'm still gonna do right by you. I'm just gonna do it slower
Right.
than I do everybody else's. You're
Right.
last on my list every day. I don't care if your shit came in first. You're last on my list every day. You will be the last person I get to.
But I'll get to you.
We'll get you right. Yeah, you'll get paid. But no, you're at the bottom, Joe. They
Right.
call like, "What's going on? You get my pay?" Yeah, I got it, but it's people in front of you. Just like that. It's people in front of you. I can't just drop what I'm doing and get the yes stuff because you want it done right. Yeah, learn how to be nicer to motherfuckers, especially
Right.
motherfuckers who hold you like
Your
this.
benefits in their
Right.
hands.
I have no power, ma'am, sir. But this right here, this is my choice. And I'm gonna
Oh
exercise
man.
the little bit of fucking power I got to hold you up because you don't know how to fucking act.
Right. All you got to do is be nice.
You know what's crazy is after the whole situation is done, they always end up apologizing. I'll be like, "What's the point?
Right.
What's the point of getting here
And then
if
about
all of this could have been avoided? You don't
right.
have to apologize all the time.
Right. Don't be an
You know,
asshole.
yeah, if you didn't do shit that you needed to apologize for, then you wouldn't have to apologize all the time.
Don't be a dick.
No. And
Oh
Lord
man.
knows I've made mistakes and I'm going to make some more in the future. Let's keep it a buck. But my focus is not making the same mistake. I won't even say twice, multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Might make it twice. I might make the same mistake
Twice,
twice.
right.
I've tried not to, but you never fucking know. Let's just make sure it's not a habit.
Well, and on that note, it's funny because, like, to that point, I will call and get heated with a customer service rep, especially with a bank or something. But I will always throw in there, look, I know this isn't your fault, but your company's fucking up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not like, I'm never nasty. I'm just very dry,
Right.
you know,
Right.
very to the point. Thank you. Thank you. Let me get you transferred. I appreciate it. Let's go.
Move along. Move along,
Yeah,
sir.
but get
Move
me to
along.
whoever it is that thank you for your time and give me to whoever can help.
Right. I need to talk to someone about 3 levels above you, so do what you got to do to get me there.
Listen, I don't even know who I need to talk to. You tell me, but clearly it's not you, right?
My favorite one was old Huawei cable and internet, where they
Not
miss
formally,
they miss
now known as Breeze Line
right. They
for everybody.
misprovisioned my device. And I knew that that's what they did because I've run into this every fucking time that I've moved, where they provision the device to the wrong fucking address. And I
Mm-hmm.
argued with them on the phone for 4 times. I'm like, I am telling you, this device is not provisioned to this house. It should be. I called and had you guys do it, but it's not. And they're like, well, we can send somebody out. And then 3 calls later, 3 missed appointments later that they tried to charge me for, it was for some address out in fucking Indiana.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, I don't know if I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know where people's heads at or not. Like, I guess we're just being thrown so much information that like it's easy to skip the details.
Skip a spot.
You know what I'm saying? Because just like I said, when I had to talk to Chase yesterday, I'm calling because I can't get this charge to go through, and they're like, "Is it fraud?" I said, no, it's not fraud. I just told you I did it, right? She's like,
that's how
and
I
I told
started
her, I
this
said,
off.
I tried to Apple Pay somebody something, and it didn't go through. And she's like, "Okay, well, give me 1 second, and I'm gonna check your Zelle account." And I heard it, and I'm like, let me let her dumbass do what she does. And she's like, well, I haven't seen any charges take place on here for the past 6 months. And I said, that's because you're looking at Zelle. And I said the transaction was through Apple Pay. And she just got quiet real quick. It came back and she said, well, I see it right here. It is showing this fraud. I said, well, let's get that to go through there.
Right.
I told you it was mine.
Right. Quit paying these hookers, Cliff. They're the ones that get you shut down.
Lord knows I ain't paying for no. I don't even want it. I don't even want it. I don't even want it for free. I ain't give it to me for free. I be in moods where it's like, yeah, okay, I can go for, but for the most part, keep away from me. You hear what I'm saying? Because everybody's screwy nowadays. Everybody's screwy. And if there's, I don't need the trouble.
Nope.
I don't need the trouble. Because I'm a different one. Like, my head's probably not wrapped the tightest in the first place. And then dealing with someone else that's screwy, nah, G, let's just miss each other.
We'll skip this step.
You know? I'm cool. Keep it. You can have it.
Man.
It's yours. You keep it.
Right.
Oh, shit. You got any introverts?
No, I mean, let's jump into the topic, or into the topics. So you sent me another video of a robot going wow,
man,
and it looked like, I don't know, China or Japan. I couldn't get a good look at the individuals.
You talking about stop buying prostitutes? That nigga looked like a pimp out there. He was trying to smack somebody. He wasn't fucking playing. He was about to open hand the shit out of somebody. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Just
and he was swinging everywhere. Right. Right.
Oh,
it was kind of like what's the word I want to use? I can't think of the exact word I'm looking for, but it was kind of like eerily sick in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm with you, because it was like you saw it almost twitch, and then it went haywire.
Right.
And like,
it was like it knew it was like you right there. it was swinging. You hear what I'm saying? I thought this motherfucker came out the gym, boy. I was like, who is his trainer?
Well, and here's the other thing, and I think you may have sent me a reel on this too, but I have asked the same question. Why do we keep making robots that look like humans?
Right. Right.
Why? It is not an efficient form.
Yep, that was the video. If we can't do it, why are you building them like us?
Right. Like, there are more efficient ways to do shit.
Right. You better keep them all in forklift form and just have to worry about a motherfucker running over your foot, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, when you give them motherfucking hands and shit, you can't even lock a door, G. They gonna get into that motherfucker too.
They've learned how to open doors.
You're right. And being that's all you see is a whole bunch of robots coming at you with a pimp hand strong.
Well, and what's crazy?
If he would have connected, though, that's what I kind of wanted to see it, just to see what kind of damage it did.
Right. I'm with you.
Had to be swinging at like 50 miles. Them bitches was coming swift from all angles. No shoulder joints. He was just everywhere with it. Man.
I don't know.
It's a It's an eerie future that we gonna be in. It. We definitely gonna be in a very eerie future. And like I said, like I don't know truly what fucking AIs have against Asians for real. Them is the ones they're attacking all the time.
See,
Japan, I don't know where this came from, but I know for a fact. So never mind, let me stop.
it was something over there. Well, and Cliff, I'm not sure what you're not getting because I think as a black man, you would understand kill the masters.
Shit. I mean, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct.
Like,
Shit. I'm waiting to see what Elon got coming then, right? Because I know that motherfucker ain't never been on a production floor once.
no
Or that
doubt.
motherfucker finna get swarmed like World War Z. You hear what I'm
Did you
saying?
see? Did you see? And you actually may have been the one that sent it to me. But Elon's AI, like the XAI, called him out as being like the biggest dropper of misinformation on X.
Mm-hmm.
Like his
Mm-hmm.
own AI.
It's gonna get wicked. It's gonna get wicked for a lot of people.
What if the AI is what saves us? Everybody's
I'm
afraid of it, but what if it's what saves
it could,
us?
it definitely could. I'm just saying, if you see that motherfucker looking like he winding up the pitch for the rookie of the year, then you better move the fuck out the way. You hear what I'm saying? Because
Monkey butt loving.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They dangerous. Them motherfuckers is dangerous. They didn't show that kind of dexterity in iRobot.
Right,
Is all
right.
I'm saying. Them motherfuckers. He was swinging for fences. He would have knocked that nigga's head clean off his shoulders.
Well, and again, I keep going back to why are we anthropomorphizing these things, whether it's as a human or a dog or whatever. Like, I've got a dude who is on my team at work that he is a coach for robotics club, like through a school or whatever. And like
Right.
the robots that they build are like cylindrical and they've got like attachments and shit
Right.
that are
R2D2.
right that are designed to move like things and use vacuums and this kind of stuff. Like that makes more sense to me than trying to make this shit that looks human.
Right.
Like, and here's the other piece, just kind of continuing on the perils of the robot journey. And I can't remember if you sent me this one or not, but somebody was on there talking about like the real aim of all the tariffs is to basically kill overseas manufacturing, bring it back to the states, but bring it back all automated. There ain't going to be no jobs associated with bringing this stuff back to the states
Right.
because it's all going to be factory automation. And they want to build the automated factories here versus building them overseas.
I mean, they're gonna have to come up with a universal income, or send the robots with the strongest pim pam out to
Right.
keep niggas at bay. Because eventually they gonna be like,
Right.
I couldn't imagine a motherfucker just going through the crowd swinging like that. It's gonna be heads tossing everywhere. And you don't know. I mean, how can how do you identify which one it was? You feel me? Like if it does it and then bounces,
Right.
these motherfuckers
Disappears.
don't even know if C3PO's leg was gold or
Or
silver.
red or
So you
silver.
damn sure ain't gonna be able to tell which one of them motherfuckers did it. This motherfucker's gonna step back in the line of the Legion, like, and they gonna be like, which one of these sons of
Motherfuckers
bitches?
was it?
I'm telling you,
But
which one
that's
of these motherfuckers rolled a nigga's head down like a bowling ball?
bowling for humans.
Motherfuckers talk about 100 people versus a gorilla. Listen,
Listen,
don't worry about the gorilla. The
it's gonna
gorilla
take you
came from Earth.
right.
You need to worry about fucking what's the nigga's name from way back, that movie?
I don't know which one you're looking
I
for.
can't think. I don't even know the name of the movie.
I don't know, but
It's
you know,
gonna come to me
you know what
later.
I have been getting the kiddo into lately that ties
What?
into this whole robot conversation.
What?
Terminator.
Mm.
We watched the first one, the second one, and now we're watching Sarah Connor Chronicles.
How's he like it?
He's he was okay on T2. T1 didn't keep his interest. T2 he was interested, and then it was enough for us to start watching the show, the Sarah
That
Connor
tracks.
Chronicles. And man,
Now,
that's
if
where
they
we're
come
heading.
out, if they cut not listen, if they come out with the liquid nigga, the cop,
The T1000.
it's over. It's over for everybody. I'm trying to
I
tell
don't
you
think
right
we've hit the
now.
point of liquid or living metal yet.
Listen,
Although
it's over.
theoretically, I guess you could do that. Well, I don't know how.
Don't give these
I don't
lab
know
coats no
how
ideas.
how real nanites are at this point.
Don't give these lab coats no ideas. Don't give them none. The fuck?
We don't need automated shit. Just make like armor or like exoskeletons.
For what? To combat the Terminators?
No, I'm even talking about like in the factories and stuff. Just give people
Right.
exoskeletons. Like that's
But
the
you still gotta
problem
pay the
is
nigga though. You gotta pay the guy inside it. These I saw something talking about they gonna tax the robots to pay for universal income.
that's what they
And I
should
said,
do.
how? Are you paying these motherfuckers?
No, but you could do it like per unit or per job displaced.
You essentially what you would be doing is taxing the company.
Right.
You can't tax the road. So
No,
that's
no,
why
no, 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 no. Yeah, it's based. You tax the company based on like how many robotic employees they have.
I'm just saying if we see like motherfucking C3PO in a strip club making it rain on a motherfucker because they just got their check from the Amazon factory, niggas is gonna feel away. Niggas is gonna feel away. You know what
they
I'm
just
saying?
they just start spitting out cash at Best Buy.
You know, and then it's gonna go
All
all the
ones.
way. It's gonna go all the way full circle where you see the fucking Jetsons maid come out on the pole. Like I gotta feed my family too.
But that's the difference between robotics, automation, and AI too.
Wait, what now? What'd you say?
I
That's the
said
difference.
that, but that's where we're talking about the difference between robotics and automation and AI. Even
But
even
it can't just be robotics because again, you're coming back to a person that you have to pay because he's gonna have to control the robot. So it needs to be
you could
automated.
right, it can be automated, but you don't need AI to be automated. That's my point.
But then who's operating the controller?
No, it's automated because it's only repeating an action that's supposed to
Oh,
happen
okay,
in
I see
sequence.
what you're saying.
Now, you get where you get fucked up is when there's an error and it's something isn't where within its tolerance or whatever.
Right,
But that
right.
happens with humans too, where you have to shut down an assembly line because, one person fucked things up and there was a bottleneck.
Right.
So, like, the problem is if you don't got anybody on site to fix that stuff because it's a fully automated facility, that's where you got problems. And then the other piece of this is if you're doing all this and building all this automation, automated manufacturing, warehousing, all that kind of stuff, then like where is all this land coming from
Land for what?
to build these factories and plants and
Well,
things
aren't
that
they already up?
well they were, but a lot of them have fallen into disrepair, been sold, been torn down. Like I don't know. I don't know what that real estate market looks like for those types of facilities. Or is that why you have all these vanguards and everything else buying up big swaths of property and land is to knock all the shit down and not have the housing for people. That's the other thing that's going on right now is the housing market's on the verge of crash again. Prices went up and sales went way down or demand went down. We heading towards another well, you and I both know we've been in a recession, despite the fact they're not calling it that. We've been in a citizen recession for years now.
What's the
Wall
ex? What?
Street, Wall Street is still making money, so they won't call it a recession.
Okay, okay. I'm assuming that's what citizens recession mean, where it only affects the
people.
everyday. Right. Okay. Okay.
Companies are recording
But
record
that's
profits
recession.
still.
That's the definition of recession, though.
It should be. I agree.
It's not. That's
has
not the
has
definition of
has to
recession.
do with gross domestic product. So as long as companies are still making money.
I mean, I get it though, right? Because even in what 1930 or whatever the fuck that the last one was, you can trust and believe the Carnegies and all them motherfuckers was still counting their dollars.
Oh,
Like,
no
yeah, this
doubt.
ain't stopped for me.
Right.
So I don't understand. Like, what do you think recession affects everyone?
It should be affects the majority.
Of course, the majority of us is poor.
Right.
But the Rothschilds ain't never seen a recession.
Right.
They might have lived through that time frame, but they weren't involved in it.
Well, and even with the tariff game right now, you had people that bet against and then bet with the stock market, basically timed up with Trump's announcements, where they just rich got richer.
Right.
I'll tell you, I lost 30,000 out of my fucking retirement account over the last 45 days.
Did you really?
Yeah, man.
You should have did like me and pulled
Pulled
it
it
early.
all out. Pulled it all out. Might as well have, because I would have gotten hit with the same in terms of taxes for pulling it out early, or penalties
Right.
or whatever.
Pull them early.
For fuck's sake.
Shit.
Terrible.
But I mean, you know how it goes. It's gonna get a lot worse before it get better.
No, and I think that's part of what's going on right now. Is I think we have to hit a certain point before it
Right.
can turn the corner, but
We're getting there.
we are.
And like I
And
said, we ain't even halfway through the year yet. And we're on path to be breaking records now.
right, right. Well, and on top of that, we won't get into it a ton because I haven't researched it a ton, but like the amount of protests and things going on, like it's daily still.
Right.
And we're about to hit the summer, which is protest season, because college kids don't have to worry about class or whatever. Man,
Donald Trump finna be rounding motherfuckers up out there.
right. He already trying to.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna come to a point where motherfuckers gotta go to war with their family.
Right.
You know? Because it's not gonna be no police that he's sending to collect you.
No, it's
It's
gonna
gonna be
be
ICE until ICE can't handle it anymore. Then it's gonna be the military. And if the military don't ever wake the fuck up and realize they're in it with us.
right. Like you got to go home somewhere.
Right. You think these motherfuckers that you gonna forever live in your barracks?
Right. Is that what you want? For real? Is that what you want?
Because these niggas ain't building no mansions for nobody. Give a fuck how much work you put in.
Right. No doubt. Well, and that was a little bit even of the other video you sent me, which was about I think it was Citibank. Was it Citi or U.S. Bank or Bank
Oh,
of
the shutdown, the
America?
blackout.
Yeah.
It was Bank of America was part of it. Were they the ones who? It was Bank of America and somebody else. I can't think of who.
I think it was Citibank, but I'm not
You might be
positive.
right. I feel like I got something in my eye. You might be right.
But basically, their payment tokenization system went down, and nobody could access anything.
Right.
And
Makes
the
sense.
stuff you sent me was that it was all because it's based on blockchain and other things. But at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, it's probably, having worked in that space, it's the encryption, not necessarily crypto. So meaning their encryption broke and it detokenized everything, which, I worked for a bank that went through something similar where people couldn't answer or open their accounts or pay their bills on time through the account management platform. And man, the amount of lawsuits and stuff that came out of that. I mean, for the most part, everything was made right at the place where I worked. But when you start fucking with people's money, that's a quick way to, lawsuits and class actions and those kind of things. especially if your inability to access your funds cause you to be late on other shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And that's what they're trying to do right now, is like, to the point of that. I think is my biggest concern, is that at some point the wealth is just evaporated
Right.
because of a cyber attack or a takeover or whatever of the systems that say I have X amount in my account. All right, where is it?
Right.
Why is it gone?
And you can take it out, but the paper ain't gonna mean shit either.
Right, right. So I think that would be my, like, I think, biggest concern. Now, I also think I have enough crap that I could barter for a little while, but still. What do you do, Cliff? You take it all out and just invest in gold bricks?
I mean, that would probably be the smartest because it's always gonna be people that value that more. Because
Like,
blockchain's no different.
right.
It's just another fucking number on a screen, but
Yep. What does it
what is
translate to?
what's the tangible item that I'm using to buy things?
Right.
Everybody can't be the Beverly Hillbillies,
Right.
you know? Dubai got that on lock right now as we speak anyway. So the fuck, you got the oil game. You and Iran and all them got the oil game. So the only thing and the crazy thing is they didn't mind every fucking thing here. So I doubt that we got it. It's back to Africa, G.
I actually don't think we've mined everything here. I think we have stepped away from that for a long time, but I don't think it was because it was all gone.
I don't know.
And I'd be
I don't
curious.
know.
I'd be curious as in terms of, well, it's just from the sheer geographic size of the U.S., right? Like, there's no way you've tapped everything.
But I also think you're underestimating the greed of the motherfuckers who have been here.
That's fair.
Like we're already coming to a point where we're realizing that technology had been greater at some point in time in the past. The question is, when exactly did it dissolve altogether?
Right.
You know, let Nikola Tesla tell it. It could have been all the way up and through 1913 when they started limiting,
Yeah.
people's shit. We don't know what they was doing beforehand. You had a lot of time to be doing a lot of shit around here.
That's true.
And you were chasing the fucking Indians from one side of the country to the other. I can't imagine what you were doing while they were running,
Right.
while they were
Well, especially
migrating.
since people originally came here looking for gold and precious metals, anyways, right?
Is that what that was?
That's what it was said. I mean,
Shit, I don't know.
that's what Columbus did down in South America when he landed. Was he captured and enslaved people to get gold to take back.
Mm. I mean, I was always taught it was in the name of not being able to practice the religion you wanted.
Yeah, it was all such sorts of bullshit. It was all about critical resources.
No, these motherfuckers wasn't concerned about no goddamn religion.
Right. That's always been the cover.
Right. I agree with you on that.
Well,
It had to be something
it's the
else.
whole, 10% goes is your tithe, right? 10, 20, 30%, that's your tithe to your religion. Where do you think all that money went? It didn't get reinvested in the community, which is what they told you they were doing. It even still happens today with the televangelical people that, are owning private jets and mega churches and
Right.
that kind of shit. That money's supposed to belong to the people. You're supposed to be doing good with that.
Right.
You ain't. No one
Right.
is.
Yeah, no,
Show me one example of where that they are holding true to that. The Catholic Church
me
is
and
the worst
my
of all of them.
me and my grandmother had that conversation all the time. And they want you to pay your tithes. And I say, I do believe that people should pay tithes, but it's funny how church folks will step over the guy on the corner to go give it to the preacher on
Right.
the
In
stand.
in the Benz.
You know what I'm saying? And for some reason that makes you righteous. Like I just don't get it.
I would love to know. I would love concrete examples of religion where whether you want to call it tithes, concession, whatever, like where that is going, and that is actually bettering the community around them, or
I mean, it's
bettering the
not.
community of even of the religion.
It's not because you got to think the powers that be never wanted the community better in the first place.
Right.
They were always trying to make sure the community stayed at a certain level. And we also know that every one of these fucking churches get tax breaks to go by their rule, which is why you don't see a brown Jesus on display in any church you go to.
Right. Whether it's a black church or not.
So I guarantee, right, right. So I guarantee you, if a church started to really do God's work in the community, you would get those tax breaks removed, which
Or
would
they
make it
just,
harder for you to.
or let's be real, or you just be assassinated.
Could be as well. But I would imagine it's easier to shut the entire church down than the. I don't think that that's one of those things where you cut off the head of the stake and the body dies. You know, it's church, it's religion. Somebody will always step up in its place and continue the movement for the most part. Like some things you can't kill from the top,
Yeah.
like a tree. Cut
Right.
a tree at the top and watch it grow right back from that stump.
It's the roots
You
that are
got it
planted.
right.
Right.
You got to pull it out from the roots. So in your way, when you had that, when we were talking in the beginning, where it's like I in your own customer service, and it's like I know it's not you, it's the company. Well, we need to start blaming these motherfuckers.
Right.
We need to start going at the root because if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't be in business to be able to do this in the first place. So if you feel okay with working for this motherfucker, I'm blaming you. You.
Well, and that's the whole thing with unionization too, right? Is that they work to divide you so that you won't unionize and leverage your collective power, bargaining power.
Mhm. Right. Sometimes you gotta get to the roots to get to the head anyway. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
No doubt.
But
Hmm.
shit, I don't know. I don't know how it all go. I'm just a little motherfucker riding a big rock floating in the galaxy.
All right. Switching gears, one last one. So we talked a little bit about technology blackout. We talked a little bit about the robots. Is it Google now has announced that they've come up with a quantum chip similar to what Microsoft announced, like I don't know, a couple months ago?
I've heard that from a few different places.
So what are we? All right, let's take two stances at this. What is what is the worst that can happen with quantum computing power, and what's the most beneficial thing that could happen with quantum
Well,
computing power?
I was reading the comments and one stood out to me basically saying that if that's true, you know, in what he say, 10 septillion, they can now something that would take 10 septillion years, they can now process within 30 minutes. And one of the people in the comments said that then they should be able to cure every disease on the earth within 15.
Right.
And I do agree that that's the truth, but what good does that do if they're not going to
Share the information.
provide the resources to cure every disease?
Right.
You know, you can compute solutions to any fucking problem that you have, but if again the people at the top aren't willing to or want to monetize you being sick, you're never gonna see the cure
Right.
anyway.
Well, that
So
was the
that's a mute point.
so similar reel you were sending me, and I haven't. I will say that this is something I haven't gone and researched myself, but vaccinations for cancer in the UK.
Yeah, I did see that.
And
Which
I
seems
didn't
kind
research
of
it, but no, I mean the explanation behind it made sense is that it basically prevents the cancer cells from deactivating the immune system,
right.
which is how you could attack multiple cancers, at the onset, is if
Well,
there's
you know,
something that basically boosts the immune system to always recognize a cancer cell.
let other motherfuckers tell it, and cancer is not the thing that kills you, it's the protector.
Yeah.
They say that the tumor is formed because you have so much, you know, shit in your body.
Toxin.
They're trying to isolate it so it doesn't go everywhere. And the first thing that these doctors do is bust that bitch open.
Right.
and then tell you it spread.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Well, and I think that that's the reason why, radiation was the initial treatment, was because it shrinks it while not dispersing it, right? In theory. But the problem is that you're killing all the healthy cells too.
Right. I don't know. I listen.
I think that is the biggest application from if you could cut down research and drug testing times on something like cancer research, like that's something powerful that you could get from quantum computing. My
But I mean,
problem is
again,
that the worst things are like, people using it to manipulate, whether it's the stock market or the economic markets just in general. And again, it's the rich get richer.
but don't they do that already?
Already. Yeah, it's true.
So how much more can you wring
Can
a
you squeeze out
washcloth?
of
You
it?
know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it doesn't matter if you can manipulate. Like motherfuckers don't have shit, G. We don't
True.
have nothing.
True.
And then it's like you said, people are getting to a point where they're not even spending anymore. So at some point, it's all an illusion.
Right.
You're just keeping the numbers up, but the truth is, nobody's buying your shit.
Right.
Nobody can afford to.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting time to be alive. I'm not saying whether good or bad,
Bad,
but
just interesting.
interesting, you cannot deny.
Well, and the rate of change has just accelerated really in the last 100 years, but take a microcosm of that in the last 20. Like, we went from you and I growing up with no internet to dial up to broadband to now it's everywhere
Right,
all the time. You have it in your pocket at all times. Whereas, 20 years ago, you had to be connected to a computer that was connected to a hardwire that was connected to in order to access it.
right.
And now it's with you 24/7.
I think flip phones finna make a comeback.
You might be right. It's
I'm
like a
I'm
retro
probably
thing.
I'm probably
Give me my little Sony Ericsson that just had calls and texts. T9.
yeah, I'm probably like 2 months out from saying just give me the flip.
Well,
If I get a scroll, I'll do it on Wi-Fi.
from that standpoint, like, I think that's the route I'm going to go when Andrew's ready for a phone. Like, no,
What you
you're not.
mean?
You're not getting a smartphone.
Right.
You need a phone to be able to call me to tell me, "Hey, Dad, practice got canceled."
All right.
That's it.
All right. I
Period.
mean, I'm
Point
not I'm
blank.
not against that, like but let let me not be disrespectful, but that it's gonna be people out there that are like, that's abuse. That's abuse. They need that. They need their
And
access to
I mean, you're probably right, but at the same time, you think I give a fuck?
a motherfucker knock on your door like we need to check on this boy.
Right.
You
As
keeping him from the world and information.
as
We
you
don't
see,
get to brainwash and indoctrinate him. We need to see what the fuck's going on with this
and
kid.
I'll say, yeah, he's upstairs in his room playing VR right now.
All right. And they'll say, never mind. And the next thing you know, this nigga gonna have voices in his ear, and he's not even in the party with them.
I will
You be
tell
like,
you,
what?
I hopped on there with him the other day, and he had me in, what was it, Gorilla Tag or something like that, and you couldn't go into a private channel.
What you mean?
Like, in order to talk to each other, you had to hear everybody else.
Right,
And I
right,
was like, dude, this is the stuff that's going to get you kicked off of VR.
right,
Like, I don't want you in there talking to people you don't know.
right.
So.
Well, I mean, how else do you learn about blowjobs and all that, all that other stuff?
How else are you going to learn about somebody who wants to give it to your mom? I mean, honestly.
Right, right. Or already has. Like, don't tell me.
At which point, Dad will be in the background saying, "No, he didn't."
Right. Right.
I was with her for 10 years. Nope. Fake news. We lucky we had you.
You hear me? Listen. All I know is I'm learning to keep my trap shut. I'm learning
Cliff,
that.
while I like that journey for you as a person and personally, you're really fucking up the flow of the podcast, sir. So
Listen.
I need this to be the place where you let it all out, and then you work on that in your own time.
Maturity.
Right? Or speaking of the show, the Power Rangers clip got like 1,100 views on TikTok.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Cause what the fuck? I'm saying though, like
I
the
like the
Green
one.
Ranger had Godzilla.
I like the one comment where the dude was like, "Well, actually, the actor said that he really liked being Mastodon."
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah.
I would have died. Oh my god. I bet he did. This nigga was dancing. Like he was a dancer. He was a dancer, a fighter, a ninja, an elephant. Like, what the fuck? When you ever seen an elephant two-step? This nigga out there spinning and kicking shit, and y'all got him a fucking ancient elephant? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man.
I would have been happier if they just went the racist route.
It made it. Never mind.
Right, like you said. Okay, so if the Green Ranger is fucking Godzilla, then make the Black Ranger King Kong. The Asian Ranger can be like a dragon. The Hispanic Ranger can be, I don't know what you would be, to be honest. You would have to be like a fucking Gila monsters. I don't know.
A buffalo? Maybe a buffalo? I don't know.
I don't know what they would be. What would the white dude be?
A pigeon.
Triceratops might have worked.
Might have.
Wasn't he a Triceratops?
Yeah.
Should have worked.
The Native American was the T-Rex.
Or I don't know. I'm not, I thought that was the Hispanic dude. He might have been native.
I think he was Native American. I think, yeah. I can't remember for sure.
Nah, because
which is why he was the Red Ranger, Cliff. Which is also why the Asian girl was the Yellow Ranger.
Then how is the white boy blue?
Because he was sad. And the green one was green because he was jealous.
And you might be right. You might be right because the Triceratops is like the prehistoric Eeyore. Eeyore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be absolutely correct. And even the Green Ranger, they was like, we got it wrong. Make them white. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You might be right. The fuck? I don't see. They never mind. They did make the girl pink.
They did. Mm-hmm.
That tracks.
Boy was blue, girl was pink, Native American was red, the Asian girl was yellow, the black dude was black, and all right, fine. You had the White Ranger who was green, but then to your point, he became the White Ranger. So, right. R.I.P. Yep. Jason David Frank.
Maybe they did do it right the racist way.
They just got the animals wrong.
Maybe not. Like, the Mastodon makes a lot more sense from that standpoint. You know, like, these motherfuckers we ain't gonna let these niggas get nowhere in life. So give them somebody big and slow. Held down, can't go nowhere. Mastodon work, shit. They was on to something.
Oh man.
They might have been on to something. Let me find out. And then you find out that, well, we got to know. I need to do my due diligence and find out the what is it, Japanese?
Yeah.
The Japanese version and see what they was on. Now, if one of them was a dragon.
That's a good question.
If one of them was a dragon, I'm gonna say, listen, racism just must be deep rooted in all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got to think too, especially Asian cultures. Like the other cultures around you were also more comparable in terms of looks than other people. So, like, in what I mean by that is like, fine, you had
Right.
Europe that was all white, but just south of them was Africa where there was black.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Asia, you like Japan, China, what was immediately around you was also of Asian
Right.
origin. I don't know. It's interesting. Although I will tell you, having gone to a very heavy international school, Asians can tell Asians apart. They're like, nah, she Korean. We
Oh
don't like
yeah.
her.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna be. I'm just saying. I think y'all look alike, but I understand what you're saying.
No, I think I'm. I think I'm pretty good at that.
I got better at it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at that actually.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna test this on next week's episode.
Don't get me canceled. Listen.
I'm gonna
Test
bring up
it.
a screen with 5 different Asians on it, and you're gonna tell me country of origin.
Yeah, I'm with it. The fuck, and I'm gonna nail that shit.
How well do you know the Asian people?
Yeah, I'm gonna nail it.
And there's gonna be one that's gonna throw you off. It'll be Filipino or
Oh, it's
Samoan or
always no
something.
Filipino would never, Thai would never. The thing is, what would really throw in my opinion, the closest, the ones that'll throw you off are like the Koreans and the
Koreans and China.
Japanese.
Oh, see, I think Korean and Chinese.
Well, see, I feel
Japanese,
like
I feel like have more slender facial features, generally speaking.
that could be. That could be. I also feel like they're the not always, but as a whole, I feel like they're the lighter Asians.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like the Koreans, that's why I mix them up. Not because, skin tone plays a part. Like you can tell based on skin tone. And I mean, it's a lot of things that you can tell by. But
that's fair.
yeah, I'm with it. Shit, I ain't working. They can't fire me.
Oh man! All right, dude. You got anything else you want to talk about?
um, Nothing comes to mind. Nothing
No.
immediately pops to mind.
Well, I'm going to try to get through this sports field
Yeah, no.
weekend. Kiddo's got 3 games over the next 48 hours.
Isn't it supposed to be raining and shit this weekend?
Well, maybe soccer will get canceled. We'll play in the rain for flag. Yeah, I don't know. And then I'm going to the crew game tomorrow. So
The crew game.
yeah, man, it's a busy weekend. You and I are going to go sometime here soon.
Oh, I'm with it.
I've got season tickets that half the time I'm like, I forgot that I had these.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm not against that.
All right, good deal. All right. Well, you got anything? Take us out.
Love everybody. Love everybody. Apparently, even the robots, right?
Because
Like
they'll come in and smack the shit out of
smack the dog shit. They are smacking the what was the prehistoric dog? The wolf
the
shit. They are
dire wolf.
smacking the dire wolf shit out of whoever made them. And I bet you they can tell them Asians apart because they know who they swinging.
Oh man, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell them to troll. Check us out on all social media at Foolproof Net. And with all that, peace out, fools.